Hello and welcome back to Scout Report on Eurofootball Daily. With almost a third of the season done, let's take a look at three underdog sides who are in with a shout of winning the title this year. Let's go. Napoli. With Inter losing Conte, Lukaku and Hakimi in the summer, and Juventus no longer the beast it once was, there was no clear favourite going into the new Serie A season. But nevertheless, few predicted that Napoli would start the campaign as well as they have under Luciano Spalletti. The partner pay won each of their opening 8 games, making them the only team in Europe's top 5 leagues with a 100% win record before their recent draw to Roma. And it's no fluke. Only the Milan clubs have scored more than their 19 goals, while they have by far the best defensive record in the division, conceding just 3 so far. Their 4.9 expected goals against is also the best in Italy by a distance, while only Torino concede fewer than their 8.9 shots a match. This excellent form also hasn't come from nowhere. Despite just missing out on Champions League qualification, the side's tally of 86 goals last term was their second biggest total in the league since being promoted back to the top flight in 2007, while only Inter and Juve conceded fewer than their 41. Their 77 points would have also been enough to make the top 4 in 5 of the 6 previous campaigns, and they took more shots per game than anyone else bar Bayern Munich in the top 5 leagues. Not bad considering that €70 million striker Victor Osimhen missed over 3 months with an injury. So while his abrasive man management style split opinion, Gennaro Gattuso went some way to laying the foundations for the success Napoli are currently experiencing. Nevertheless, new coach Luciano Spalletti has still managed to make his mark on the side in a short period of time, and must get credit for the way he's got them winning so consistently. Whereas they stuck religiously to a 4-2-3-1 under Gattuso, with Ruiz and Bakayoko as a double pivot, they now play predominantly in a 4-3-3. With Zielinski and Fulham loanee Anguissa playing either side of Ruiz, and this has in part helped them become a more possession-based team. They now see 59% of the ball in games, up from 54% in 2020-21. Napoli's metronome Ruiz now attempts just 5.3 long balls a game, down from 7.4 last season, and is playing 70.7 short passes a match, up from 65.3. This has given them increased control in the middle of the park, and they are also winning back possession more aggressively too. Last season they allowed the opposition 12.4 passes per defensive action on average, this term that has dropped to 10.6. For those unfamiliar with the metric, it essentially means they are now applying more pressure to opponents, be it by tackling, intercepting or fouling, when they have possession in the defensive third. But it's interesting to see how this breaks down with individual players. Whereas Hirving Lozano, Lorenzo Insigne and Matteo Politano are all pressing more than last season, Victor Osimhen is pressing less. Tasked with less defensive work and with the wide man working harder to win possession higher up the pitch, the Nigerian centre-forward has been able to focus more on his movement in the box. And so far it's paying off handsomely. Osimhen has already scored half the goals he managed in all of last season, averaging a strike every 105 minutes compared with one every 158 minutes in 2021. His shots per 90 have stayed at 3.8, but his expected goals per 90 have risen from 0.61 to 0.74, suggesting that he's shooting from better positions more often. It's little surprise that all 5 of his goals this term have either come in or on the edge of the 6-yard box, compared to just 2 last term. The main man picking him out has been Insigne, the side's main goal threat last term, who has become a bigger creator under Spalletti. While he's still taking an outrageous 4.5 shots per 90, his key passes have risen from 2 to 3.1, with 2 of his 3 assists coming for Osimhen. Keep this up and they have a big chance of firing Napoli to their first Scudetto since 1990. Their biggest test may be still to come, with Inter, Atalanta and Milan all awaiting them in November, but with this kind of momentum and a wide open title race, Spalletti's cohort of grafters have as good a chance as any of their predecessors. Sevilla. Considering the comparative strength of the Madrid clubs and even Barcelona, Sevilla look less likely to upset the apple cart in Spain as Napoli are in Italy. Nevertheless, they've enjoyed a solid start to the campaign and are in the capable hands of Julen Lopetegui, who has revived his career at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan. Since he was appointed manager in 2019, Sevilla have won the Europa League, qualified for the Champions League for the first time in 3 years, and achieved back-to-back top 4 finishes for the first time since 2010. Last season's tally of 77 points was the club's best ever total in a 38-game campaign, as was their defensive record of 33 goals conceded. Their 34.3 expected goals against, meanwhile, even edged out champions Atletico Madrid. And while the 2021-22 season is yet to fully take off for the Andalusian club, they are very much in the mix. Their one loss has come against relegation candidates Granada, albeit in a match in which they created the far better opportunities, and despite only facing Rayo Vallecano and Real Sociedad out of the league's current top 8 sides, they only had the 8th best attack in the league before their 5-3 win over Levante. They are yet to win in their Champions League group, having drawn all 3 of their games, and Lopetegui has himself expressed concerns over injuries. But Sevilla are still in a strong position. First of all, only Sociedad have accumulated more than their 20 points in La Liga and have played a game more. They also remain sturdy at the back, conceding just 6 times in 9 games, fewer than any other side in the league bar Athletic Club, and like last time they also possess the best defensive record according to expected goals against. Centre-back pairing Jules Koundé and Diego Carlos should take a lot of credit for this. They win a combined 6.7 aerial duels a game, while Carlos is yet to be dribbled past this term. But it also has much to do with the way Lopetegui sets his side up. Like Napoli, Sevilla are effective pressers, allowing opponents just 8.2 passes per defensive action, ranking 6th in the league in this metric. Particularly active in this regard has been new signing Eric Lamela. Famously hard-working, the Argentinian forward ranks first in the squad for tackles and pressures per 90. Pretty impressive given he's also scored 3 goals and creates over 2 chances a match. This, coupled with a focus on starving the opposition of possession, for the second season in a row Lopetegui's side ranks 2nd in the league for this, keeping 62% of the ball on average. This means opponents are often forced to go long, hence why the defence is required to do more work in the air than on the ground. The fullbacks are also essential to the side's success. Marcos Acuna ranks 7th in the league for total chances created so far this term, with Jesus Navas just behind him. With 3 goals from 6 appearances and a slight improvement in his expected goals per 90, centre-forward Youssef En-Nesyri is getting good service. With any luck, he'll be able to better last season's goal tally of 18, while Rafa Mir also adds extra firepower. No team outside the current Big 3 has won La Liga since 2004. Over the course of the season, it's almost impossible to budge Atleti, Real and Barca. But if any side can do it this term, it's definitely Sevilla. Borussia Dortmund. And now for a real outside shout. Borussia Dortmund may be a more prestigious side than both Napoli and Sevilla, but they have also had the worst start to the season than either of them, and have a particularly hot Bayern Munich to keep up with. To say their chances of ending the Bavarians' hold in the Bundesliga are slim would be an understatement. Nevertheless, with BVB currently just 1 point off the league leaders, it's not totally impossible if performances can improve. And with Erling Haaland leading the line, fans at least know they can rely on his goal output. The Norwegian has hit a new level in the early stages of the new campaign, despite the club selling its top creator Jadon Sancho in the summer. He now takes 5 shots a game, up from 3.3 last season, with a staggering 4.9 of those efforts coming from inside the box. His expected goals per 90 have also shot up from 0.88 to 1.04, meaning that with the chances he's getting, he should be scoring at least once a game. And in true Haaland style, he's surpassing even that, with 9 goals from 6 league appearances so far, with 3 assists to boot. Already half his total of 6 assists from last term. The flip side of this is that the side is over-reliant on him. Haaland has missed 2 Bundesliga games with injury so far. His teammates lost against Borussia Mönchengladbach in the first and scored just twice across the 2 matches. When he's been available, Dortmund have averaged 3.3 goals a game, not far off Bayern's outrageous 3.6. However, they've been less than solid at the other end, with only 3 sides conceding more than them so far. They fare a bit better on expected goals against, but it's hardly title-winning form. They haven't been helped by injuries though, with Dan Axel Zagadou still yet to return after knee surgery, and Axel Witsel having to fill in for Mats Hummels in the early weeks. New coach Marco Rosa has also used 5 different formations already, just 1 fewer than he used in his entire final season at Borussia Mönchengladbach. If his side can keep up the pace while he continues to bed in, then there will always be the possibility of a more convincing title push in the second half of the campaign. Nevertheless, getting their hands on the trophy for the first time since 2012 remains a dream rather than a realistic goal for now. So guys, that was our rundown of 3 underdogs that can win the title this season. Personally, I can only really see Napoli doing it, but do you guys agree? Let me know in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to EuroFootball Daily, and I'll catch you next time.